Hello everyone and welcome back to a Rise of Kingdom video. This is your boy Legend Ronnie, and today we have Nevsky level 60 and max skill plus testing in Ark of Osiris, so you can have an idea if this commander is really worth it and how good this commander it is. And then I need to show you the pairings that he was used with. I used Xiangyu and Nevsky, and the second pair that I have used him was Chandragupta and Nevsky. This was the equipment from Chandragupta, and this was the talents from Chandragupta from the tests, and then this was the equipment that have been used on Xiangyu, the talents that have been used on Xiangyu. He was used as a second in command, but just in case you really want to see his talents. If you want more information about Alexander Nevsky, I've done a video dedicated for him. I'm gonna make sure to post a card on the top. Make sure you check that video. It's more detailed about his skill breakdown and more information regarding pairings and why I use him as a second in command. Now let's go straight into the reports, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you are very curious what Xiangyu and Nevsky will be able to do, or Chandragupta and Nevsky for that matter. I will try to synchronize the video as best as I can so you can see the footage and the fighting as well, but I think the reports are really speaking for themselves. So we both use tier 5, and this is actually special units tier 5, and 15,000 severely wounded for me, 27,800 for him. I use normal caps because I'm with Ottoman, so I don't have the special ones. Going on the troops buff. Now this was again Xiangyu and Nevsky against an Alexander and Harald, and obviously total demolishing, infantry, attack, defense and health, and again that was my stats. Now you do have to understand something about Nevsky, is because he's a high skill damage dealer. So when you do this 1 versus 1 test, he is taking a lot of troops from the start, which definitely helps. I mean, that's why he has a lot of nuking power. So your opponent is losing troops capacity, which means that they're losing damage overall. So the lower the march is going, the better you're doing. And then the second thing that I have to say is exactly what I mentioned on my video about Alexander. Alexander Nevsky is getting a boost when the target is surrounded. So he's getting a boost in damage, and he's getting less damage as well from the target if the target is surrounded. So all these tests and rallies are against single target, not double rally, nothing else. So Nevsky will excel much better in swarming and double rally situations or triple rally situations. This was Xi and Nevsky against Ramses and YSG. Yep, the museum was over here, so it has the relic, the YSG relic, the 10% defense. That's one thing I want to make sure, and it still got pretty banged up, but 13,000 to 31,000, that's definitely a very nice and juicy report. Here we have the first rally, Xi and Nevsky against Zenobia and YSS. We didn't have enough reinforcements on my side, and since we didn't have enough reinforcements, we let the rally to go as it was. 1,374,000 versus 1.5 million, and we won with a 70,000 severely wounded difference. Now there is some important things that you need to take notice from this. When you are in a KVK situation, 25% of the defending troops go in hospital, and only 75% die. So if we look at this report as it is right now, obviously would have been a little bit better if we had a full capacity rally. But if we look the way it is right now, if 25% would have gone in hospitals, then they would have not lost so many dead. And that's exactly what's going to happen in a KVK situation. But the good thing that we can take from this, flag or the fortress or whatever you're rallying, they will take slightly more dead than you do. So on what I'm interested in when I'm rallying, I'm always checking the dead. I don't care about the power losses. I don't care about severely wounded that they get. I care about the dead troops. As long as they are a little bit over me on the dead troops, that's a win situation. That's a win rally. When you have more dead, then something is not going very right over there, because the heal troops, the hospital bills, they can be healed. Those troops can be used again in defending. So on this situation, it's still a win situation for me, because they would have had a bit more dead than we do. And obviously, if there would have been reinforcements, things would have looked also a little bit different. If they would have done mix, would have looked different as well. There was a little bit of mix because YSS requires, but everything else was just T5, pure T5s. And the rally was the same, just T5 troops and some German troops, some Ottoman troops, and so on. Pretty good report, really happy so far about CN Nevsky. It would have been OP if Nevsky would have done double in the garrison. So if the garrison would have taken double the severely wounded than the rally, then it would have been a problem. We would have said it's OP. For field fighting, that's a whole different story. It's hospital builds there, and it's hitting once just single target. So it makes sense to be OP. But against rally or against garrisoning situation, in my opinion, he's just exactly what we needed. This is another 1 versus 1 situation, and Lonja was a little bit disappointed about the infantry. 13,000 versus 35,000, but as I explained at the beginning, is the high skill damage. So I started to take the troops difference because I was doing really high skill damage over him, and then at some point it was just my numbers that were really high versus his numbers that were really low. This is the second rally on the obelisk because, as I mentioned, I wanted to try Chandragupta as well with Nevsky. As you noticed, Chandragupta is not doing so well, and we tried to use the same troops capacity as the previous rally so we can compare the reports. And the difference is that Xiangyu was doing a lot better because Xiangyu is doing faster skill damage and higher skill damage as well, which means that the troops in the flag went down faster, while Chandragupta did not perform as fast on a skill rotation base, and the damage was not so high, the damage output from them. So obviously Zenobia was keep bringing more and more troops back and was able to also do more damage to the rally. What we can take from this is that Nevsky won, but Xiangyu still seems to be a little bit better. Maybe with reinforcements, a Chandragupta and Nevsky might look different. So I'm gonna test this again in KVK, and obviously with the proper gear that Xig has. This was just an idea, like if Chandragupta is gonna work. I wanted to see how Xi and Nevsky would do against Saladin and William, and it completely demolished Saladin and William as well by quite a lot. But I do have to say that Saladin and William did lasted much better than many of the other marchers that I was taking down. And finally, the test that probably many of you have been waiting for, Amanitor and Artemisia. Like, how did they do in a garrisoning situation? So Xi and Nevsky, obviously, they took them down. But I am pleasantly surprised saying this, that Amanitor and Artemisia survived much better than I expected. I was expecting to crush them. I was expecting that I would just completely demolish them. And it wasn't like that. As you notice, there is a 70,000 severely wounded difference, which again, if you put that 25%, they go in hospital bills. So for me, in this situation right now, it's still the garrison took more dead than my rally, which is exactly what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for those kind of reports where they get more dead than I do, which means that Xi and Nevsky is a proper counter against Amanitor and Artemisia. And you've seen the Zenobia and YSS report as well, which means that it's definitely going to take down a Zenobia and YSS. The one thing that I have heard so far, that a Jadwiga and Nevsky in garrison is stopping a Xi and Nevsky. Now how about that? That sounds pretty crazy when you want to think about it. How is a Jadwiga and Nevsky really working? Which kind of tells you that Nevsky is the key around there. Nevsky is the one that is pretty good when you think about it. We didn't have the Jadwiga, but we'll have to see in KVK situation how Jadwiga and Nevsky will do in garrison, because that's pretty interesting for me. We've tried the Saladin and Takeda, so again Xi and Nevsky against Saladin and Takeda. It didn't work so well, and they got pissed off for killing their archers, so they started swarming my rally as well. I think this is slightly a bug over here on this report as I'm looking right now. Yes, but we managed to take down the obelisk even with the swarm. Against Attila and Takeda, I tried Chandragupta and Nevsky and totally demolished them. The health might have made a difference over here, or just the super duper skill damage from Nevsky. We had a tryout, Xiangyu and Nevsky against Xiangyu and Chandragupta. See how that is gonna work out, because both commanders do high skill damage, and definitely Nevsky is way superior over Chandragupta. They just a beast march, really a beast march. It's exactly what I was mentioning in some of my other videos and live stream when Xiangyu was released, or shortly after that, when he wasn't performing so well. I said that the next cav will definitely be something that will complete Xiangyu, and we do have Nevsky for that. There still is Bertrand. Obviously, people will max Bertrand and they will try Bertrand as well. You never know, he might be something. And I had to try Chandragupta and Nevsky against archers as well. As you see, the performance is average. If we would have gone 25% off the archers to the hospital, then it would have been pretty even on the dead troops. Obviously, with some reinforcements, the things might be a little bit different, but this can also tell you again that Chandragupta is not performing as well. So the 20% health maybe is helping a little bit, but it's just Chandragupta that is not doing enough damage. If you see a Richard in Season of Conquest with Nevsky, just go for it, because this is what is going to happen to him. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this report. Again, drop a like on this video. I maxed Nevsky as fast as I could. I've done this video as fast as I could, so you guys can have an idea like how good he is and where exactly he excelled the most. Definitely tests could have been done with Minamoto, with Saladin, with various other commander, but I didn't have that much cav gear. If he excels with Xi, he does okay. With Nevsky, I'm pretty sure, even with Minamoto or other cavs like even Genghis, possibly, he will definitely do good. But where you need to do your test, where you need to do the best test, you need to test in a KVK situation, right? Because in a KVK situation, that is going to be the best test, and that's when you can finally give the best thoughts about the commander. But so far, he's a must-have in my opinion. If you have Xiangyu, or if you're planning to work on Xiangyu, then I will definitely build Alexander as well. Xiangyu and Alexander, even for field, as you see, they are performing really well. Or if you want something with your Saladin, you probably don't have a William, or if you want something for your Minamoto, then you can definitely do Alexander. Minamoto and Alexander, single target, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do super good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, this is your boy Ronnie signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.